Welcome to the laundry room. I know this is a place that doesn't bring much people joy, and I'll admit mine is lovely, but I'm never like, yes, I get to do my laundry. I find it dreadful too. So in this video, I'm going to share with you laundry hacks that I think everyone needs to know. This is going to make washing, drying, and everything in between much easier. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel, and you can sign up for our newsletter. It's called The Dirty Dish. There's a link to it down below. It's not like a newsletter. We're going to hear from us twice a week. We only send out emails every now and then, like really every now and then, just to say hey and give you some cleaning information that we don't share anywhere else. So go check out The Dirty Dish. Go to your washing machine and check to see if it has some sort of a quick wash function. If it does, you're in luck, and this might be your new favorite function. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you need to start using it as often as these issues pop up. First of all, if a garment that you have has a stain on it and you've just treated the stain, rather than waiting however long until you launder that color in a load, you can use the quick wash cycle, which I'll explain in a second. The second instance where you might want to use it is, let's say you get a new garment and you don't want to wash it with everything else because you don't want to worry about dye transfer, or you want to wash it before you wear it. Let me know in the comments down below, by the way, if when you buy a new garment, you're the kind of person that wants to launder it before you put it on, or if you just rip the tag off and throw it on your body. And third, you might want to use it if there's something that you need to wear that you totally forgot to launder, like say a sports uniform and someone has sports practice in an hour. A quick wash function can get you a load washed in about 15 minutes. That's what my machine can do. Lots of machines are offering this function these days. Not enough people know about it. Now, is it the most water conservative cycle you're going to find? No, it's not. But when you're in a pickle and you need it, it's there for you. Your washing machine might also have a delay start function. And if you have this, consider yourself lucky. This is a very cool function. Your dishwasher might also have the same function. Now, here's what it does. It allows you to select how many hours in advance you want your washing machine at the pre-selected setting or cycle to start. So a few different times you might want to use this. Let's say you want to optimize your energy usage rates and it's 3 in the afternoon. That's when you have 5 minutes to put a load of laundry in, but your rates don't drop until say 8 p.m. So you can pre-program your machine to start 5 hours in advance, and then your laundry will kick in right at 8 p.m. so that you get the benefit of the lower rate without having to do the work at 8 p.m. It's also a great option if you want to have your laundry ready to be moved over into the dryer, because that's something a lot of us forget about, at a certain time. So let's say as soon as you get in from being out, or as soon as you wake up in the morning. So let's say you wake up at 6, you can pre-program your machine to get started at say 4:30 in the morning or 5, however long your machine would take. I can't do the math for you on that, but the math will math, I promise. When you wake up in the morning, you can then take your laundry, move it from the washing machine into the dryer so that it's not sitting, getting wrinkly and getting stinky, and you didn't really have to do the 2-in-1. If you're putting something in the washing machine that's bulky, thick, or something that you want to dry particularly fast, throw on an extra spin cycle to your machine. This is something I had never thought about previously, but let's walk through why this makes sense. A spin cycle helps to push out moisture when the machine is tumbling all of the garments in there. Now, when a regular cycle is done, it's gone through a wash, it's gone through a rinse, it's gone through a spin, and then it's ready to move to the dryer. But if you've got something bulky like towels, a winter jacket, snow pants, or anything else that might really hold onto or absorb moisture, adding an extra spin cycle really lets the machine go to town and push out that extra water weight. That way, by the time you're ready to move your load into the dryer, there's less work that the dryer has to do. Now, this is considered a more energy efficient way to do your laundry and is particularly useful, as I said, for those bulky items. We're standing in my laundry room, and I think a lot of folks know I have a steam closet, which I am obsessed with. But if you don't have one, your dryer might have a steam cycle. And if you do, you're in luck. Because if you want to get your clothing wrinkle-free fast or deodorized, there's nothing better than the steam cycle. Now, you will either need to add water to your dryer in a reservoir, or your dryer will have to be hooked up to a water source in order for this to work. So just check your machine itself or the manufacturer's instructions and see if you do have a steam cycle. But the idea is that you can put your garments in there, it'll inject a little bit of water, a little bit of steam, and while it is infusing your load with steam, what'll end up happening is your garments will release wrinkles and odors, and they will come out fresh and beautiful and pristine and perfect. I cannot say enough about this cycle. If you have one, use it. This is not as much of a dryer hack as it is a dryer hack, but you'll get what I'm saying. Let's talk about dryer balls and synthetic dryer balls versus wool dryer balls, because everyone's selling the balls these days. So a synthetic dryer ball is good for synthetic materials, synthetic being plastic, okay? So if you have, polyester garments or sports socks or, anything that's got a bit of stretch or poly in it, is totally cool to use with plastic dryer balls. However, if you have natural material in your machine like cotton or wool or silk or linen, or a lot of those things I wouldn't put in the dryer, but I'm just saying some examples of natural fibers, it's at that point that you would use a wool dryer ball. And let me explain why. Wool dryer balls are great, but they shed, and their tiny little hairs will cling on to all of your synthetic fabrics, which you will not want. So just use the plastic ones for your synthetics and the wool for your naturals. Another thing to know about dryer balls and why they are great to use is because they can help beat out static cling. No one likes that, but they can also cut dry time by about 25%. The reason is they're sort of like beating up your load while it's going through the dryer, and it pushes that moisture out. It forces more turning and churning inside the drum. So it really does increase the efficiency, and it can save on electricity. If pet hair is a PITA for you, I have the fix, and here it is. You're going to get yourself dryer sheets, and you're going to take the load of laundry that you are about to launder, put it in the dryer with dryer sheet number 1. You're going to run it through for about 10 minutes. You're going to remove the laundry, throw out the dryer sheet, place your laundry in the wash, run through a regular cycle. Then you're going to move it back over to the dryer. So anything that goes into the dryer goes into the dryer. Anything that you're supposed to hang to dry, you're just going to give a quick snap and hang it to dry. You're going to put another dryer sheet number 2, into the dryer and run the cycle as you normally would. Now, the reason this works, this sandwich method, is because in the first cycle through the dryer sheet is attracting pet hair and pulling it out, preparing the load for laundering. So it's doing a lot of the removal ahead of time, as opposed to laundering that whole load with all the pet hair in the washing machine right away. Then when you put it back into the dryer, it gives the dryer sheet the opportunity to pick up anything that it's missed. Now, if you're not a fan of dryer sheets, I can't help you there, but I do know that this works. Personally, I don't use dryer sheets all the time, but if I had a load of laundry that had a ton of pet hair, I would definitely use this because it works. If your clothing still smells when it comes out of a full cycle of laundry, so it's been through the washer, it's been through the dryer, or it's air dried, and it still smells, I've got a solution for you. Now, what are the smells that you might notice? It might smell musty or mildewy. It might smell like a buildup of detergent and other product that just doesn't smell fresh, but kind of smells danky, or it might straight up smell like BO or sweat. And actually, you might not even notice that last one until you've reactivated that area with sweat. So that is called rebloom. And if you're at the gym and you're wearing, say, a t-shirt and you're working out, and then as you get sweatier, you start to notice that BO smell coming out, that's called laundry rebloom. So let's talk about how you can solve this. First of all, make sure that you're dosing your detergent correctly. I've talked about this a lot before, but overdosing your detergent is going to leave detergent stuck in the fabrics that won't be able to rinse out, and then you're going to get that smell. Second is not using fabric softener on certain materials. Personally, I don't use them on synthetics. Actually, I don't use fabric softener at all. And third, making sure that your garments are completely dry before you put them into the hamper. So for example, sweaty gym clothes. When I get home from the gym, I air out my clothes before I put them into the hamper so that I don't put them in when they're wet. But the real fix here, the real solution is using a fabric rinse. This is different from a fabric softener. A fabric softener I want you to think of as like hand cream or conditioner for your clothing. Kind of makes it feel soft. It gives it a bit of slip. But fabric rinse is kind of like using a clarifying rinse for your hair. So it like gets out all of that buildup and leaves your hair feeling softer and cleaner. That's what a fabric rinse is. I've talked a lot about it before. I will put my favorite one for you in the link down below. Honestly, it takes no extra work to use one. You add it in your fabric softener compartment in lieu of fabric softener, and it is a game changer. If you want to avoid the problem of the dreaded lost sock or single socks club, the easiest fix, the easiest one, is just to hang a delicates bag in your hamper and put your socks in there instead of in the general population laundry hamper. This solves all the problems. Zip up the bag, put it in the wash, and you are done. You will pull that bag out of the dryer. All of your socks will be clean, and in one spot, you can pair them all up and put them right back where they belong. No lost socks for your soles. If you're a detergent pack / detergent pod user and you've been frustrated in the past saying that your pods don't fully dissolve or some of it gets caked onto your clothing, the solution is simple. Throw that into the drum before you throw your clothes in. And if you have a super full load and you notice that the pod hasn't dissolved, it probably means that the clothing couldn't spin around in the drum, ergo enough water couldn't hit the pod at the right time and break it down. So those would be the two fixes to your laundry pod not dissolving. If you're someone that likes to air dry a lot of your clothing or hang dry a lot of your clothing, that would be me. I have a trick for you if you don't like seeing wrinkles in your heavy garments like cotton t-shirts. So if I have a cotton t-shirt and I don't want it to shrink, the first thing I will do is snap it. And the second thing I will do, and this might sound counterintuitive, but stick with me here, is I will just gently stretch the fabric. Now you might think that would stretch the garment, but all it's doing is sort of stretching out the wrinkles so that as the garment hangs, it doesn't hang and set with those wrinkles. Even when I pull my stuff out of the dryer as soon as the song hits, like you all know the washing machine song, and then you bolt so that you don't get the wrinkles. Yeah, I do that. I don't like wrinkles. So this is the trick that I do. I snap and then I pull and then I hang and then life is good. Give it a try. Now, big thanks to you if you're still here because you're the real deal. You're the real MVP. And put in the comments that you have seen a piece of Riley's artwork because that is a Riley original right there. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, would you rather have someone do your laundry or would you rather have someone do your dishes? Now, dishes and laundry, as far as I know, are the two most hated daily household chores. So let me know what you would prefer in the comments. For me, hands down, the dishes. I could do laundry all day. I don't mind it. But dishes? If you want some more great laundry tips, you can watch this video right over here. And did you know that it really supports the channel when you finish watching a Clean My Space video and then you watch another Clean My Space video? Yeah, it's like major points for Clean My Space. Also, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the Clean My Space channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.